picking up nails for him when I was about 3 years old.
Yeah, my dad was a builder, and for as long as I can remember, I've been around construction job sites, banging nails back when you still used hammer nails. And I said, boy, that guy was a pretty good constructional engineer. And I go, what's a constructional engineer? No, it's a structural engineer. So I said, well, I kind of like that, you know, kind of construction and structures, and that's what I ended up getting myself into.
There were a lot of small companies. There was a lot of, guy in a truck, in a pickup truck with a dog in the back, and the office was the front seat of the truck. But I think right around that time and since then, we've seen a real growth in the industry as it's become more professional.
Because we were coming out of a slow time, and we were looking for ideas, and we were sharing ideas, and I found it's really, really refreshing to be able to be in a non-competitive situation with other builders and talking about the day-to-day issues of running your business.
They make something tangible. They give people safety and security. And when I started thinking about it that way, I said, this is a place that I want to work. I want to work for people that make a difference.
Mike Cole called and said, why aren't you a member of the Home Builders? And I said, I don't know. And he says, well, you should be. And that was a couple of years ago, and we've been members since.
Really, being a part of the association is a legacy that goes back to my father's era, and we've had a presence ever since. We just believe it's important to have a voice as an organization, a larger voice. As individual builders, we wouldn't have nearly the strength that we need without the organization.
In the 1970s, when I first started, we had the Carter administration. We had huge interest rates. Back then, 18 to 20% interest rates were not uncommon. So this is late 70s. We started in 78. And it's just amazing to think about paying $20,000 per $100,000 for interest annually. How the industry survived that, who knows?
I joined the association in 2008 because we were going through some major code changes at the time, and I got a phone call from Tony Shepley urging me to join, and I pushed back a little bit, and he explained to me the importance of belonging to an association, that we all had a stronger voice as a group rather than trying to fight battles by ourselves. And after our conversation, I was convinced, and I joined, and I never looked back, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my experience.
Although I was building back in the 60s before I knew about the Home Builders Association, so at that point it was a very easy thing to do. Go to town hall, give them a picture of what you're going to build, and you head out and you build it, and when you're done you call them up. And if you didn't put the front steps in, you didn't pay taxes until they were in. So I had an early taste of what it was like then, and obviously what has happened since then, which is pretty dramatic. It was interesting then because it was nowhere near as formal as today. We held our meetings at the Riverway, and it was an open bar for an hour, which created quite an atmosphere for the remainder of the evening, and it was quite wild. And being a non-drinker, I many times had to make sure everyone got home safely. And the prize for that evening, we bought tickets, was very unusual as well. Obviously everyone had their belts on and their tools. Some of them had their tools with them, and especially after having a few drinks, it was quite an evening. And the prize in the evening was 12 used golf balls in an egg carton. So it was totally different than today.
As funny as it sounds, because I started with the nail guns. We had hammers. And the first time I brought a nail gun to one of my job sites, the old Cape Cod carpenters, that those will never work. They won't hold as well. I just as soon use a 16-penny nail in my hammer. Obviously, they came around.
The biggest change in my business has been the telehandler, which is an all-terrain forklift. When I started in high school with my father, we were still moving lumber around by hand, and very few framing crews had forklifts or telehandlers. And now you drive around the Cape and you look at a job site, and every job site has a machine on it. And it's really replaced the grunts on the job site. And now we don't move lumber by hand anymore. We're moving things with machines. And you tell a kid nowadays to move a lift of studs and he looks at you like you're crazy because they've never experienced it. So for my personal business, the forklift is the biggest change.
Well, from my standpoint, as doing the residential design work, computer-aided design by far had the biggest impact. All my training was, vellum, the T-square, the boards, the ink, the graphite, and I hated to erase. But digital has changed all of that. Now we can do 3D modeling. I'm not cutting out cardboard models anymore, even though I love doing it and clients love seeing it. But now I can fly through a model, I can fly around a model, and that really helps. Big time.
I think it's product knowledge. I think our product lines have expanded so much over the last 15 years, and you can take any aspect that you want to talk about. You can talk about roofing, sidewall, exterior trim, windows, doors, hardware, floors, anything you want to talk about. It's all expanded greatly.
The biggest change is actually a number of changes, and it really relates to technology. So everything from communication, think about fax machines. It wasn't long ago that people didn't know what a fax machine was.
The fact that every one of our construction managers has a laptop in the field, that we're able to manage our projects with software that connects us with clients as far away as Hong Kong.
One change I would say will be technology. Technology is just, it's evolved so much. It's allowed the clients to become more knowledgeable on the products and the opportunities that are out there when they go to do their new homes. It has allowed for us to streamline the way we coordinate our selections and our orders, our communication with the trades that are in the field, keeping the projects organized, and having remote access to them with the tablets these days.
I think I'm old enough to be trained as an architect with pencils, and the people we're hiring today are, computer operators.
Some of the technologies that we're seeing forced into homes as a result of building code changes are really changing the way that we build spaces, the way that those homes are maintained, and I think the repercussions of that are still yet to be fully understood and seen yet.
For me, anyway, that's probably the single biggest thing that I've seen, because when people can't decide what shade of gray or brown that they want their roof to be because there's 4 choices. I mean, there's just too many choices across the board for everything today.
I think there'll continue to be a real focus on sustainability, green construction.
I also see possibly robotics taking some kind of niche into the home builders. I don't see it immediately, but I think that that's probably going to happen in the near future.
We hear a lot about accommodating the grandchildren, so large open communal spaces with ancillary spaces where visiting families and sort of the broader family can live and visit.
Well, I think that the homes that we're going to be building in the future are certainly going to be more energy efficient. Right?
Everything is future with me at 80 years of age. I mean, everything that happens is future. And exciting. It's dramatic. I just look at the tools when I go to the Home Builders Show in Vegas or in Orlando, and I walk around there for 3 days. I end up with 15 t-shirts and a lot of ideas.
Greater membership numbers, because I think a lot of people that aren't members are missing out on a great opportunity for them to become more knowledgeable and more aware of what's going on in the industry, whether it's with regulations, continuing education, and it's a great opportunity to network.
And I would love to see us as a 500+ member organization, and we could accomplish so much more and become relied on by our consumers and do great things for our community.
More and more I see the organization playing a role in the community. So an example of that would be the recent Blitz build that we did. There's also a program this fall. We're going to do an educational workshop for high school students, or a career day for high school students, so that we're raising the visibility and the importance of the industry that we're serving within the community that way.
we're not a region so much as we are individual towns, so that one needs to be on top of the changes in conservation and zoning in every town. It would be nice if somehow it was more regionalized so that we could address those issues on a regional basis. But until that happens, and I would hope that that would happen at some point, until that happens, I think we as home builders need to be on top of what's going on in each town so that we can address those issues that are raised. That's one thing.
We need a unified voice amongst our industry, and we need a voice to push back against regulations and to educate homeowners and to really be an advocate for our industry. So I'd love to see that voice grow stronger and just continue to push its boundaries of influence further and further.
One other quick memory, looking across at the dedication of the Barnstable Town office building, the new office building, which is the old Hinckley's, seeing Mike Cole on the other side. The fact that the town manager of Barnstable had invited Mike Cole as the president of the Home Builders and Remodelers Association of Cape Cod meant that somebody was finally listening to us. It was a few years ago, but that started with Mike and that's continued on through today. We are now a voice.
Most fun moments were to see people recognized for long terms of service. So it's people like my father, like Tony Shepley, like Liz Kovach, folks that have been recognized as legends of the industry, and see that hard work over many, many years recognized.
Not really anyone in particular, but one of the funniest people that I can recall is a past president by the name of Rob Paget, and always enjoyed listening to his introductory speeches, usually over a glass of wine. They may or may not have offended anybody, but they were entertaining nonetheless, and always looked forward to the good humor and wit of Rob.
When I opened my business 2 years ago, I had been a member for a few years already in the organization under a couple of different companies. And a few years ago I went out on my own and I sent an email blast out letting all the Home Builders Association know that I'd opened my own showroom. I received a phone call that afternoon from a builder. It was Jack Delaney. And I had never worked with Jack before, but he got off the golf course, picked up the phone, and he was so happy to talk to me and say, "Wow, Gail, I can't believe that you opened your own business. I am going to do whatever it takes to make your business successful." And I think that that's really, for me, what the Home Builders is all about.
For me, a funny moment was at a meeting that we held in Falmouth, where we had encouraged a number of the people that are involved in the trades that aren't normally there to come and see what the association's all about. And the speaker that night was talking about some energy-related issues and was just so excited about the whole thing that we couldn't get that person to stop talking.
I think one of the meetings that I would say stands out that's fairly memorable to me was when I first got back involved in the association in early 2000. We were at a meeting up at Alberto's where the monthly membership meetings were being held, and Senator O'Leary at the time had come in to be our guest speaker. The topic was wastewater, and it captured the crowd pretty well, and it's been a hot button topic ever since.
I think it was receiving the Volunteer of the Year in 2005, which is the plaque that I got, which was very nice.
So I think it's more the memories are the people I've met through this organization.
But I just think when we're at our home builders meetings, it's a time for us to let things down a bit and just have some fun. So I'm not sure I would say funniest, but just there are the guys and girls that are involved are just a lot of fun.
The funniest memory I have of the Home Builders Association came at our golf tournament last year. I had a cancellation from one of the people in my foursome. And Chris called and asked if I could accommodate a man by the name of John Cotton, who represents First Citizens Bank. And I, of course, thought, geez, of course, I'd love to have a banker on my foursome because all bankers do is golf. Turns out I got the only banker on Cape Cod that doesn't golf, and he was horrible, and he ruined my chances at winning the tournament. I have since forgiven him, but it took a while.
I actually had a client ask me to cut a hole in his foundation so he could hide something. Probably money is my guess, but he had a very special safe, and he wanted us to cut a hole in a foundation to hide something. I didn't ask, I just cut the hole.
We work in this community, we play in this community, and we want to be part of this community.
HBRACC represents to me pride, professionalism, and fellowship.
I would say it means networking with competitors, with other builders, contractors.
The Home Builders and Remodelers Association of Cape Cod brings a lot of friendship and camaraderie together, and I think that's the most beneficial, important thing to me.
That's maybe one thing that we should get out there, is that we are here to protect homeowners too, not just ourselves.
Brown Lancaster and Raber Architects has enjoyed a great relationship with the association. We enjoy meeting new members, meeting new builders, and we do a lot of work with a lot of the members of the association. I think the best thing for our staff is that we get to go to the meetings, meet people on a social basis, but also get educated on some of the things the association is doing. I think that's what's the best part for our company.
It means strength, it means unified voice, it means that you have an advocate for you, your business, and your livelihood.
To me, integrity, quality, sustainability.
It's been a conduit for, like I keep saying, knowledge, information, but I've also met some great people. I mean, I really have developed some very strong friendships.
It means integrity, honesty, education, and pride.
But in the end, and I tell this to my young engineers as well, is that you think about this, that as you're designing a building, you're working on it, you're not just designing a beam or analyzing a shear wall. You're providing something for somebody that they're going to enjoy for a good part of their life, has so much of their life involved in this construction, in this building, which becomes more than just a building at that point. It's not a house, it's a home. It's the network of people involved in the building trades that have more in common than they have in competition.
It means you have a place to go when you have questions.
Well, I think it means relationship, camaraderie, knowledge, and helping to get the job done.
It means being involved and giving back to your industry. I think it's important that if you're going to make a living in a particular industry, that you try to give back to that industry and help everybody in it.
What difference could I make as a carpenter in a truck with a tool belt, or an electrician? What am I going to do? And I would say, and my answer would be that you and everybody else just like you collectively makes the difference. It's not one person or individual that makes the difference. It's not Cape Associates, it's not anybody, any other one entity. It's everybody together that comes together as an association and works hard to develop our industry here in the Cape to make it strong and make it viable.
The HBRACC, has been, it's a great opportunity to be a bigger voice and to be involved in an exciting industry. Being involved in the association allows you the opportunity to stay in touch with the current trends that are coming, what regulations are changing, and it's a rewarding experience.
The HBRACC to me means professionalism. It's a trade group predicated on giving its membership the tools they need to raise the professional standard of this industry every day, whether it's through education, even business seminars, education on new products, new code, changes, interaction with various town, state, local authorities. Right, we've welcomed them into the discussion because we're a team. It's really a partnership for success for any builder who wants to have a long-term career on the Cape. You have to join.
I think the Home Builders and Remodelers Association of Cape Cod means that we're not out there alone. There's a whole group of people and a whole association that's on our side to the association. I think it's a great association, and I love that they're there for us.
I think the HBRACC means partnership to me. It means relationships to me, and it means customers and profitability and success. That's what the Home Builders brings to me.
Teamwork. Teamwork is the best word I can use to think of what HBRACC means to me. It is just a group of people working together. You know, we sit at these meetings and we might have it at Shepley's, and I'm there and there's another competitor there from the same lumber building material space, and we just don't care. It's just we're there working together to hopefully make things better. So it's teamwork. That's the best word I can think of.
Boy, a big 65th happy birthday. You guys have done a great job from where I started with you to where we are today. It's an unbelievable, different organization, great organization. Keep up the good work. Happy anniversary.
Happy 65 years and 65 more.
Happy anniversary, Home Builders and Remodelers Association.
Happy 65th anniversary, HBRACC.
I wish the Home Builders Association a happy 65th anniversary.
I'd like to wish the Home Builders and Remodelers Association of Cape Cod a happy 65th anniversary.
I'd like to wish the Home Builders Association of Cape Cod a happy 65th anniversary, and here's to 65 more years of continued success.
Happy 65th anniversary. I look forward to many more strong years ahead.
Happy 65th anniversary.
Oh, I for sure wish the association a happy 65th anniversary and many, many more years to come.
Home Builders and Remodelers Association of Cape Cod, happy 65th anniversary. Hope you get another 65.
Happy 65th anniversary to the Home Builders and Remodelers Association.
Happy 65th anniversary, HBRACC.
So to the HBRACC from Reef Cape Cod's Home Builder and all of our team of professionals, happy birthday.
I was proud to be in the association, and I wish you continued success and happy 61st birthday.
To the association, happy anniversary.
As we're celebrating our 120th year anniversary, I'd like to wish the HBRACC a happy 65th anniversary.
Yeah, if they wish me a happy 80th birthday, I'll wish them a happy 65th birthday.
I just go to the meetings and I complain sometimes.